die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I can do those things because I'm not a hero.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Another episode for you guys. We're going to geek out about some stuff. Comic-Con happened. Doctor Doom, Avengers. We got some reviews of some stuff that we watched. Cobra Kai season 6. There's some other video game news about the new Assassin's Creed as well. So lots to cover today. But we gave you a Deadpool and Wolverine review. Do check that video out. Me, Kibbs, and Ash done a separate video for that because we definitely need to have a therapy session for that one. So check that one out. It's on our channels now. Proper geeked out. There's so much more I'm sure we're going to geek out about. Guys, as usual, check the description. You have with the timestamp will be there, so you have the flexibility to skip to any part of the show that we talk about, any of the conversations that we talk about. But yeah, Kibbs, man, how you doing, bro? I know we caught up yesterday, but
I'm
how's
good,
everything
man.
going?
Yeah, all right, man. Busy one. I mean, to be honest, I just woke up with all the announcements, and it's like, oh my god, this is like, it's happening. It's all happening. It's like it's hard to keep up. DC Studios did an announcement. Marvel Studios doing announcement. So it's like been absolutely full on. I've been on my phone, so I'm just trying to create stuff so that our stuff is a bit more engaging. It seems like people are engaging with us a lot more on social as well. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I put out a little video when I was at Mum's house. I was just walking down the road. It's weird what type of content works. Yeah, like I was getting abused because some of our videos don't have no context, and we just because we're moist, we're moist.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah.
us. I don't want to change that. I feel
Wait. Say that again. So we were getting abused for what? Not having context.
yeah, in some of our videos, or we repeat a lot of stuff.
Is that
But I
what?
won't change that.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, because it's just a random video, isn't it? Like
Which
I
video was
talked
it?
about, I talked about spoilers, but I didn't
Mm.
want to put spoilers out there, so I did it cryptic. So I was like, Marvel, why would you do that for, knowing that fans were going to expose it? It's not even been 2 days yet. Like I can understand you guys going to San Diego Comic Con to hype everybody up, but how you not know that the crowd is going to record that? And because we live in a society full of likes and views,
Mm.
and that person is going to get the likes and views, that probably die out in a bit. But it's like then all the major publications put it out there. Anyway, we got abused for I got abused for putting out a video with no context because people are like, what the hell are you talking about? What's going on? Doesn't matter because that video went viral, and like so many people. There are some people that were understanding to it, and I didn't comment everything because it's hard to comment back on everything.
You shouldn't. I don't know. I'm surprised you read the comments. What was that on Instagram?
No, that's on TikTok. So
I see. I'm not
so
on
I didn't
TikTok.
respond to all of them. Like, a lot of people are just hurting. Like they're just, I don't know, what's the word? Selfish, hurting, going through whatever they're going through. Uh, I wouldn't respond to those ones. I'll respond to the fans that actually was upset about it being exposed, or fans saying that, they saw it the night before because they didn't want spoilers. But I think people have got this complex now where they feel like, what are you to be a fan?
Mm.
And it doesn't matter what you're into, whether it's the movies, the comic books. But if you're going to come to the page and try and drop me knowledge, then have something to back you up. Like you can't just come up on there, abuse somebody, abuse some of the people in the because people in the comments were fighting each other.
I know that's
And I was
weird.
like,
Yeah.
it's for me. I will see it, and this is selfish in itself. You see it as entertainment as well.
Mm.
When I put up the DC Studios new logo, even though it's an old logo revamped, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? And some people are like, this is basic, blah blah blah, but they're not comic book fans. They're only into the movies, and some of them are bandwagon jumpers, and some of them are just getting into it and not understanding the full spectrum of what you're getting and what you're getting yourself into. Now, listen, everybody has their own journey.
Mm-hmm.
It was just clear example of negativity works better for the social Instagram, any of the feeds, really and truly. I've noticed that. So you talk shit, you talk rubbish, and that works on YouTube as well. If it's negative, that's gonna go skyrocket. You know what I mean? if it's truth and excitement and passion, and don't get me wrong, there's going to be the few thousands that it will work for, but majority is the negative. Because it was negative comments, the views just going up. The views are going up. The engagement is going up. So you're like, it's weird, bro. It is fueled on hate, and people love it, bros, because they hate. As what's his name said? What's his name, man? Let that
Dave
hate out, brother.
Chappelle. Dave
Dave Chappelle said it. Player
player
haters
haters club.
ball.
Players get ball,
Player
yeah.
haters ball, bro. Like it is just that, and you're like, oh my god, like you. The only reason why it racked up views was either because of racism or something negative, and it's the world we live in, you know. So it's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame, but I was doing it for fans that didn't get the chance to see it, really and truly. It was me giving them a voice. And I think people took that out of context and didn't either understand it, asking way too many silly questions, or they're just bored, bro, and they just feel like abusing somebody. Now, we've put our faces out there on the internet, so we are prepared for these keyboard warriors. And as Mr. Delaney put it himself, fuck you 6 times. That's all I can. That is probably one of the best response ever, because it's exactly that. And it's like, listen, man, we know what we've done and what we've gone through and what we've done for the work. Somebody was calling me a gatekeeper, and I was like, no, if you put the work in and you message people and get out there, do the research, it's not. I'm not a gatekeeper to not give you something. If I see you putting on the work and you're doing the hard, because everybody feels like they're privileged to do something, and that's hard enough as it is. And it's like, listen, I don't mind. As I said, I have as we said on the Small Times Critics podcast, I have a responsibility of how I give that contact out. I'm not a gatekeeper because I need to see the work that you do. So, but if you're going to put my name in vain in the process, I can't trust you on that. There needs to be a mutual respect in what you do, and I've got to see the work that you've done. And like, of course, like Small Time Critics and other people I've worked with, we have a community where we do that because we trust each other and we know the work that we do. I can't give it to no Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, I can imagine me getting 100 emails, let alone 100 racist comments or abusive comments on a video where I was trying to back up other fans. Like, it doesn't work like that, you know. But some people are in pain, which it kind of bugs me in that sense. Like, yes, I ghost and post, but when a video goes viral and you're like, oh my god, wow, this has gone, like, you know, how do you respond to all of this? Like, you look at Meg Donnelly's video that went viral, you know, positive messages about mental health and what she does and how she would explain it, and you see the comments, bro. You know, it's all of her fans that shared that video, all the love that comes with it. But you get a guy talking about, oh, people spoiling stuff for other people. I mean, what joy do you get out of that, bro? Pow, pow, pow. It was like, wow, like there's a lot of pain and a lot of hate that people are going through because of. To be honest, it's a fictional character thing. Like, as much as we love it, I know the reality that I'm in. I'm in a reality where I have to look after a family and everything else, but those are the things that give me joy. But I think people mix that up quite badly, and social media, as I said, is a drug that is useful for what we do and useful for people when it comes to work and businesses and stuff like that. But on a personal level, it is horrible because all they see online is either you get the full negative part of it or you get the positive side of it of what people have achieved. And I think people really mix that up because you could kind of say the Brothers Geek Out podcast page is only going to give you news and what we're up to. But my personal page is my achievements of my everyday life. But people don't see it that way. People see it as they really want something, bro. Like, I've seen the pain that people carry when they want to be at a premiere or a screening and asking questions why. And then, you know, I remember I was getting abuse on Twitter before it turned X from this one person who still doesn't say hello even when we see each other. And I'm like, then why did you message me that stuff then? So don't speak to me suddenly when you're like, oh, blah blah blah. How come you get these opportunities? You ain't got much followers. I'm like, what? Excuse me? What does that mean? Like, I think people have lost passion, creativity, motivation, and the sheer will of just doing it. I think that's the hard part. 'Cause don't get me wrong, sometimes I feel like I can't bother to maybe not be in the right mind frame. You know, I go back on previous videos, you can totally see that I'm distracted because I'm trying to do 10 things at once. But the thing is, I know that I won't get that time back. So I have to do the 10 things at once. If we were getting paid for this and I had somebody else that could cover my other stuff, and that's a whole different ballgame. You know what I mean? But I think people need to know that we still do it, even though there are moments where it's like, I'm struggling, man. Like, you know, this is tough. And I think, and anybody else who listens to this, they'll probably go check out TikTok to see the video. I was just backing up other people, and I think we are in a time and place now where it's all about hate, and it is hate, and it's not even that. There's so much going on, bro, in the world as well, which is horrible, which doesn't help. So yeah, anyway, that's I went into one.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean,
But
look, end of the day, man, this is, I mean, look, I know we're viral and you get curious and you
yeah,
read
but
the comments. That's cool. And you read the comments, just got to stay away from the comments. And like you, but in a way, but if you think about this, how these people think, you said that you're backing up fans.
yeah,
Bro, that you're backing up a group of fans. There's another group, and that's the group that attacked you. That's what I'm trying to say. There's always groups. So the fact is, you fell into a group, and I know your intentions were well, and I get you. I would say the same thing. I'm like, Marvel, don't talk about everything else that we're going to talk about, but that movie specifically, don't do that one. Like that one just came
yeah,
out. Like save that to
yeah,
the thing. But maybe they should have saved it Sunday because it's like, listen, guys, the movie's been out for 4 days. If you ain't seeing it, you lose, right? Maybe that's one thing. Because end of the day, though, Kibbs, even though in Comic-Con they exposed it and people recorded it, the movie's out. So technically people have seen it and they're gonna expose it
yeah, yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I get what you're saying. In general, people shouldn't spoil things, but it is the internet's there for everything to be spoiled. It's our responsibility to stay away. Ash does a great job to stay away. He doesn't have an Instagram or nothing.
He
So
doesn't. Yeah, yeah,
really, it's our fault, to be honest with you, bro, right? We should stay off the phone. But we can't we can't because we got this whole thing going on, and maybe we should be more disciplined. So in a way, bro, it's like you just you express yourself, leave it as that, and just turn away, or you don't say nothing. You know what I mean? But and in regards to people, listen, bro, people with that mentality, that or the person you were talking about, or the individual I
mm,
know you're talking about, but with end of the day, bro, those people will never go far in life. They might get an opportunity here and there, they might find something, but that mentality will never get you further in life. And I'm talking about just general happiness, just general love with people. And you're going to be envious of someone, or how do you get this? How do you get that? And we purely got out of hard work, not because we put silly video out there and we got viral, right? And I'm not saying our
mm.
videos are informative or whatever, but they're informative up to a perspective. But there are videos. I'm not gonna show my belly button on the freaking screen to be like, let me see if I can get 1,000 million views, like whatever. Respect to those people. What I'm saying is, we've been doing this consistently, trying to work on it, bought equipment, trying to be more articulate with the way we speak, even though we still speak how we speak, whatever it is. But we've been consistent with our thing, which gave us this opportunity. It's hard work. It's not random bullshit, right? Which is fine for people as well. But those people are never going to go far, man, in life. We worked hard to get where we're going. We got a nice community. We share that with people. Those other people, man, they might get an opportunity here and there, but for future, man, it's not going to take them nowhere, that attitude. So anyway, forget all that shit, man. Bun all that sort of stuff. Listen, like I never look at the comments, man. And even if I do, I see loads of stuff like people cussing me and shit, and then people arguing with each other. I'm like, I fuck it, let you guys argue with each other. But I've never had a temptation. Actually, that's a lie. I probably did have a temptation to respond, but I never do. I don't even look at. I look at the comments here and there, and if it's bad, I just ignore it. But I hardly, like I say, I try my best to stay away from comments or whatnot. It's literally a post and ghost. I'll check up on the channel, obviously, when I upload stuff and whatnot. But and I might share stuff or whatever. But I generally try to stay away from comments. And if I see one and it's positive, I'll probably press a like or whatever. But negative ones, man, I just stay away. You got to ignore that. We're out there. People could talk. But anyway, look, let's get into it, man. I think there's a lot to
Yeah,
geek out
let's go.
about today.
There's a lot.
Look,
There's a lot.
we'll keep
Let's do
this part
this.
short, guys. You can all, again, check the description. You can skip this, right? Real world issues. We'll keep it very short. But I just wanted to put out there again, free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo. Listen, we just got our first UFC Palestinian champion, Bilal Muhammad. You know, like, congratulations to him. Alhamdulillah. Amazing for the Palestinian people, and he even said it himself. He goes, "This is for the Palestinian people. My fight ain't shit compared to what they're going for." That's a win for Palestine. So shout outs to him. Amazing. He did what he had to do to win. And it's a win for Palestine. So shout outs to him. Look, again, it's horrible what they're going through. The Olympics is going on right now. Like, bro, like the courts, all the major courts in the world courts have called Israel an apartheid, an apartheid country, apartheid state, and what do you call it? They're not banning them from the Olympics. Russia's banned because of what happened in Ukraine. South Africa was banned because that was labeled as an apartheid. But they're not banning Israel. Again, the double standards is just ridiculous, man. So there's that's happening, but who gives a shit about the Olympics anyway? That's some, not bullshit, but they rob athletes. It's $1 billion business where they make the athletes do all this amazing training and the best athletes in the world, and they don't even pay them shit. So whatever with that. But it's all that double standards bullshit. That fool, that criminal was in the state, in the States, I don't know, with the States or whatever, not Parliament House or whatever they did, and everyone was clapping for him, and it was just so, like, evil. You got the one of the world's criminal there, and he's been labeled as there's an arrest warrant out for him for war crimes, right? I'm talking about the Yahoo, and all these state senators are clapping for him and, like, proud of him. Like, they just show how evil they are in the world, man. Like, they don't represent the people of the US, don't get me wrong, but they just showed how evil these people are. They're all clapping for him. And there was one person there, can't remember her name, but shout out to her. She had a sign there. She didn't speak. She just had a sign there calling him a war criminal, just had that up the whole time and whatnot, guilty for genocide and all that sort of stuff. So it's just a shame that those those US leaders, it's just a shame. They're letting their people down, but just and they're showing the world how evil they are and whatnot. But anyway,
bro.
Just that, there's more, guys. Always check out Breaking Points, Mark Lamont Hill, Sateo. Like, don't check out those news sources. Of course, the corporate media is never going to give you the full story. So again, don't check those out. That was just the update I just wanted to give out. I think the main thing today that happened, Bilal Muhammad becoming the first Palestinian UFC champion. That's big
amazing.
win.
That's a big win. That's a massive win. So
big win.
Congratulations and prayers to him, man. Like, that must be hard enough for yourself, because you know what, bro? I know what he was going through in his mind. He's fighting for Palestine, bro. He was fighting for Palestine. Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just watching an interview of him, and he was saying that someone asked him that question about the pressure, and he was just like, the truth of the matter is, what I'm going through for this training camp and whatever is bullshit compared to what they're going through. I had to fight for 25 minutes. I'm going to come out alive. I've got a referee. I'm going to go see my family. I'm going to go eat whatever I want. Those people, my people in Palestine, don't have none of that. So he was like, if I could just for 25 minutes or 10 minutes, just take them out of that hell that they're in, just so they can see this moment that I'm trying to achieve for him and his country and his people, then he goes, he's done something. But what he did, like he's saying it, what I did was nothing compared to what they're going through and whatnot. But yeah, it's a big win for Palestine. Massive.
Mashallah, man. Honestly, all praises to him and and again, man, for the people of Palestine. Some of the stuff I've been seeing recently, I saw a video that absolutely destroyed me. I think it was last night or the night before, and I'm not going to give no descriptions. There's so many videos and there's so many. It's children, bro. It's children.
I saw one
how
too.
How are these people getting away with this, bro? And and remember, bro, I told you months ago, and it's such a shame I said that. I feel ashamed saying that as well. That we're too late. We're too late. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to get away with it. And my kids will see this later on in a couple of whenever they're teenagers and they see our podcast and they hear us talk about the history of what happened in Palestine, and the people in power ain't shit. And over the years, the people that do make this country grow and other countries grow are the people that do the work. And we've got afraid of our governments, you know. We've got afraid of the people in power because of the way the laws restricted and the rest of it. But after seeing that footage, I was like, man, we failed. We failed them so badly. We failed them so badly. It's heartbreaking, gut wrenching.
It's a shame, but
And
like, I got to
yeah,
stop you real quick, man. Like, I don't think we failed. Like, the people are trying. It's unfortunately the people in charge, the empire in charge. That's what it is,
mm,
bro. When an empire is in charge, when the people in charge, look, there's a lot of other countries, bro, like South Africa, a lot of the South American countries, the countries that have put a ban on Israel. Like, I'm really trying to use diplomatic ways of fighting for those people. I wouldn't say they failed, right? But
no,
you know,
I
like
just feel
what
like
the
it's
Western.
too quick, too long. It's taken too long for anything to happen. My guy's walking around in Washington D.C.
Course, they're
like
clapping for him.
casually,
But yeah,
casually.
okay, he's not on the streets, so this is my point, bro, right? He's walking casually in the
No,
Senate
of course
House
he
or
wouldn't be on
whatever.
the streets,
And with
man.
those
He'd get done.
people, that's what I'm saying, with those leaders who are all evil people, they're all evil, all of them
Yeah,
are,
they're all
right?
evil. Yeah, they're
Clapping
all
for him or
evil.
whatever. So he's walking around there, but he wouldn't walk around on the streets. Like he's bro, that's what I'm saying. He don't represent the people. And whatnot. So it's the people in charge on foot. That's what it is, bro. That's what
Mm,
war and all this sort of stuff is. People in charge make regular people fight each other and kill each other, and they
yeah.
just walk around freely. That's just bullshit. It's bullshit. I promise you, man. Like, even if there was like the normal Israeli and the normal Palestinian, and I'm sure there's lots of them.
Mm.
They got so much. They're human beings. They got so much in common. If they just spoke together and sat down together, and you know what? It's shown actually. Like, it's shown that there is loads of that. It's these leaders who brainwash the people, and then unfortunately, you know, that's the power of empire. They do that to make people
Yeah,
fight, kill each other. So
that is the sad thing about it, bro. Bloody shitty empires, man.
mm,
Which is heartbreaking. But yeah, listen, guys, donation links are on our social media channels. It's on TikTok, Instagram, our X channel, Threads, and just reach out to us, guys. If you feel like you want to have a conversation about it or understand more or learn more, I mean, we can only educate you in the stuff that we know. So, but please go do what you can. Uh, we're doing the best we can to get that news out there as well and let people know what they're going through. But like human beings, man, we cruel in so many different ways, and everybody has their own battles, but it's nothing compared to what the people of Palestine, Sudan, Yemen, Congo are going through. We don't know shit about what they're going through, and people go on like, yeah, I'm sad and I don't know what to do or the rest of it, and it's like, bro, all you could do is a little donation to help them, a little post to say something, and I feel like people, and listen, I'm not trying to out nobody. Is they're scared of what they'll lose, but regarding followers and social blah blah blah, I don't give a shit. I
yeah.
don't think we've never given a shit from the beginning because we know what we stand for, but
But
it's like,
also, we're not like this. Is what I'm saying, man. You can post stuff in support, right?
mm,
And yes, you can lose stuff. So we don't post anything. I don't post anything violent. I'll never post
no,
anything
no,
evil.
never. That's what I'm saying.
I'll never even post anything hateful. I don't think I even said anything hateful here. I'm just saying what's happening, really. And
Mm,
you know, and I do believe war criminals and whatnot should be justified, that they should be in prison and stuff like that. But you'll never catch me saying hate and murderous and really bad things. No, and that's what I'm saying. But listen, look, you're right. People are scared. People are scared in all industries to say anything. I don't give a shit. My social media is full of it. We talk about it here. I know loads
mm.
of people that message me privately and say, oh, I agree, but their socials and whatnot, that's on them. They choose not to. That's up to them. You know,
No,
what
exactly.
can you do, man? It's up to individuals on how they want to express it, what they want to believe, what they want to research on, all that sort of stuff. That's all on them.
No, exactly, bro, exactly. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to put it on a downer or anything, and it's not never meant to be that. It's always been educational, and it's about trying to just just be better and you know stop this injustice. You know, there's, I mean, we're a small podcast. You know, there's only so much we could do, and how many people listen to us, and how many people respond to us. So it's, passing on that message, sending out that message. That's why I'm trying to be better in the how we even though we probably did get shadow banned, or we are shadow banned, or maybe not. I don't know. We just want to be able to get the message out there. So help what you can, guys, with what you can. And yeah, please donate whatever you can. I mean, even if it's a quid, even if it's £1 or $1 or whatever, it goes far for them. It's not even for us. I would have spent that pound on posted notes or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So whatever we can do to help them, it'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Or don't
Right.
spend that
Yeah.
pound on Coca-Cola, Starbucks.
Yeah,
That Starbucks
that's right, yeah.
CEO, he's panicking
Oof,
right now.
lose.
So
Yeah.
boycott. Don't spend that money on bullshit that supports it. You know what I mean, guys? So donate to them, or just don't spend money on the bullshit. Yeah, and there's a list out there, right? Don't support those companies that support the genocide that's happening. Show them that genocide and colonialism and murder is bad for business. And Starbucks, for example,
Exactly.
is an example that's feeling it. So let them feel
Mhm.
it. But yeah, guys, donate. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Yemen, all the brothers and sisters out there who are struggling, for respect to them. And like I said, they're strong people. They're strong people. All right, well, look, Kibbs, let's move on. Let's get
Let's
into
jump in, bro. Let's jump in.
Let me share my screen. Let's talk about some stuff that we watched and review some stuff, man. Let's start off with, hold on, let me get it up. Where we at here? You see this? Cobra Kai, season 6. Did you watch all of it yet? Have you got a chance to watch it all?
Yes, I did, bro. Absolutely. I think I binged it in like 2 days.
Same here. I think
Luckily,
we binged
yeah.
it in one night.
Yeah.
last I think it was last Sunday. We binged it. There was 6 episodes. I think we binged, like, spent the whole day just watching it.
Yeah.
Thoughts? What you think, bro?
Listen, bro, the cheesiest of cheesiest of cheesiest, like this is becoming like, for me, it's becoming what Home and Away and Neighbors was for, the previous generation. This is Cobra Kai for me, you know what I mean? Listen, man, very interested. They're taking some really different decisions in this. They've thrown this new thing about Miyagi, which is interesting, and I want to learn more about Miyagi. So if you could give me more backstory on Miyagi, that is absolutely awesome. What else was there? The relationship between Miyagi, Chosen, not Miyagi, sorry, Daniel-san, Chosen, and Johnny is brilliant. They've got this charisma where they can bounce back from each other, which is really good. I knew Tori was gonna go. Tori always had this dark side in her, and after the mum, which I think Kreese killed her, because the fist, you saw the fist, Kreese killed her, bro. Just to get him on his side,
He's
because
so
in
awesome.
manipulation. Yeah, he's just
such a villain.
he's a good bad guy,
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best bad guys he's the Thanos of that universe. You know what I mean? He just really built it really well. He's an asshole, bro.
But it's weird.
He's a guy.
It's weird because when you see the prequels of him, he seems like
Yeah.
an honorable soldier.
Yes,
Nice
he
guy.
does. So something turned along his
But
journey.
I know we saw it in the previous seasons. We saw where he got a bit of the evil stuff from, and strike hard, strike first, no surrender, all that sort of stuff, right? But he still seemed like a very nice guy. And I'm just like, where did he just turn so evil? What was that point? Because I thought we saw it, but I don't think we have. But I agree. I love the cheese. I love the fact that they somehow made cheese work. 80s cheese. Like, this is one show which they've brought back from the 80s. Not show, but a movie that they brought back from the 80s, made it into a show, kept that 80s theme. Considering we're in a whole new technological world, whole new martial arts world, they still were able to make, like, they still are sticking on just karate, making that popular. everything they do, like, you know, the references to the 80s and whatnot is just, again, it's all cheesy and everything, but it works so well. It works so well. Like the fighting, the choreographing, all of that sort of stuff is all 80s stuff. That it reminds me of an 80s movie, but I don't know what it is.
They've kept to that. They've definitely kept to that.
Yeah, I just don't know how they made it work, because it does work. I'm very much entertained by it, and I'm very much invested in all the characters, and I'm interested, man. I mean, the one thing that I'm look, Miyagi's thing, cool. I love that they're trying something new, keeping his legacy and kind of moving forward with it and whatnot. I do feel like Daniel-san, like I was saying when we were watching, I was like, shut up, man. Let him do what he was doing. He didn't have to tell you everything. He's like, oh, I'm so hurt by his past. Why didn't he ever tell me this? Like, shut the fuck up, man. He didn't have to tell you everything, bitch. I know you had a bond with him, but he had his secrets. Let him have it. So I kind of like tell Daniel, like I was saying to my wife, like, Daniel-san needs to shut the fuck up, man. Miyagi can do whatever he wants, man. But it's just the way that he was like, oh, I wish he told me. What the fuck you gonna do? Like, what would you have done for him, bitch? At that time. Anyway, that was just my only thing. Like, I know he's very emotionally invested. Miyagi was a father to him and whatnot. I get it. But that's his own past. But I like it. It just makes things interesting. This whole tournament, the whole new tournament thing that they're doing, the world tournament, is interesting. And yeah, I do like the dynamics of it, man. I love the way they're keeping us interested. You know, 6 episodes, first part. I think it's 3 parts, right? And it's fun.
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's exciting. I have left it and like can't wait for the next one. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Keep me engaged.
No, I think that's the good thing that they've done, is kept us engaged. And now they're doing like a 3-part finale. Yeah, is actually really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next couple of episodes.
That's it. And I still think it's gonna lead us into the new one with Jackie Chan. That's my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
really think Jackie Chan is gonna make a cameo probably at the end, right at the end of this.
And I hope that Hilary Swank comes back as well.
I think so too.
She had a moment, you know what I mean? She has to come back. There's got to be something there for her to come back to, because it's like, how can they just not have that in the history?
Agreed. She'll come back. She will. I 100% think she's coming back. They brought everyone back, so she will come back for sure. Listen, man, I love it, and I will be sad when it's done, but I'll get over it. But I will be sad. It's one of those things that I do want to watch more. Cool, man. Let's move on to something else I watched, which was Sausage Party, Foodtopia.
Again, when was this? What the hell?
So this came out on Amazon, right? And it's the original cast, all them guys, right? Seth Rogen and them guys wrote it. If you've seen the movie, it's literally straight after that. Michael Cera's in it, Christine Wiig, Edward Norton. But this was hilarious, bro. It was just like the show. It was just like the movie. Sorry. So it starts just after that movie. Remember the movie, right? It was hilarious. The animated movie. They go into some kind of revolution against humans and everything, and it just starts off with that. You haven't seen it. I won't spoil it or whatnot, but it's obviously a very dirty show. Just food porn all over the place or whatnot, literally. But it's interesting because without spoiling it too much, they're trying to set up a Foodtopia for food, right? And they just run into human issues, capitalism, who's in charge, you know, all this sort of stuff, right? I own this, you own that, governments, politics, corruption. So at the end of the day, they just end up falling into human issues, and it's kind of like, you know, no, they can't live in peace with each other because everyone has their own views and their own things, and I want this and own desires and everything. So it's interesting that it just tackles human issues with food and comedy, and it's hilarious, man.
Interesting.
Hilarious.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Check that one out. Very fun. All right, what else did I watch? Acolytes. All right, I do want to speak about this because I finished watching it. I got through it. It took a while because I didn't watch it when I was in the UK. I wasn't motivated to watch it. Look, man, I know this got a lot of hate. I know it did. What I would say is, in my opinion, I think we got some of the best saber action that I've seen in a long time. The martial
Agreed.
arts in this were absolutely. Did you watch it? Right? Did you watch all of it?
Yeah. I finished it
Okay.
as well. So
Okay.
yeah, go
So
for it.
okay. Episode, what was it? Episode 5 and the last episode were fun as hell because we got some of the best saber action ever. So I wish all episodes had that. Right now, this had the budget for. This keeps getting compared. This had the same one episode had, I think, double the budget of -1 Godzilla -1, and obviously that movie
Oh
smashed.
wow.
Yeah, one episode.
Okay.
One episode. I think it was double the budget of that movie, right? But the saber action in this, I think, is one of the best that we've ever got out of Star Wars. One of them. I'm just saying one of them. It was absolutely amazing. It looked like Wu Ping Wu kind of directed the choreography.
Yeah.
Fight
Definitely.
choreography of like Matrix and all that sort of stuff. I would say I walked away with interest on these two characters. Manny, who Kime, he was the
Yeah.
Sith
It
Lord
was a
thing,
Sith.
right?
Yeah.
I'm interested in him and the Korean actor. Where's his name, man? Because I have to
Show.
say, my guy, Cho, because
Cho.
my
Yeah.
guy actually he was a fan of Star Wars. Why is he not on the cast list? That's deep. Or am I missing it? Oh, there you go, Gio. So
Yeah.
my guy actually learned
So yeah.
Star Wars. Sorry, actually learned English to be in a Star Wars movie. I mean, you got to give him that, man. You got to give him credit for that. So I built a relationship and with him and the Sith Lord thing I mentioned. He was awesome too. He looked awesome too. I liked his mask. I liked his look. It reminded me of kind of like I don't know, like in Soul Calibur. Remember Siegfried, where he looked like
Yeah.
he
He had
looked
he had a menacing mask.
That's it. But other than that, the rest of the characters I don't give a shit about. The twin sisters and whatnot. Look, you got an interesting thing about the saber and how it turns red. And it's okay, cool. The sisters I didn't really give a shit about. The rest of the characters I'm whatever. The story for me, whatever. But the saber action was awesome. I feel like if we got more saber action throughout the whole show, it would have kept me more entertained. But that's my positive side of it. The rest of it is like, all right, cool. I watched it. I'll move on to the next one. What was your thoughts?
Now, listen, it's interesting because it started off with like a Jedi murder mystery that could have expanded a little bit more. They made us want to feel sorry about people turning to the dark side, which kind of threw me off a little bit. And they're starting to change what the Force means, for a lot of people. But bro, to be honest, like towards the end of it, it's a shame I'm saying this because it just didn't have that Star Wars feel to it. Good and bad, it didn't really make me care for the characters either. Towards the end, it was like, just tell me why, go on, man. Allow all this mystery, man. Have more lightsaber battles because they were the best. I think episode 3 all the way to the last one, we had some amazing lightsaber battles, and I think, as you said, best we've seen in the Star Wars universe. But it didn't really make me care. Did you see the post-credit scene at the end?
I was going to bring that up. Yeah. So spoiler alert. I mean, it got me a little bit excited. And
same. But it's like, everybody's like, oh, I want to see what happens to May and blah blah. I don't care, man. What happened? This Jedi just darked her friend and said he was the one who caused all of this madness. Where my guy was just trying to find some betrayal, and my guy was just trying to get a bit of redemption and try and sort things out. They showed a lot more pain of what a Jedi goes through and some of the decision making that happens in the process. But to be honest, right now, bro, and with everything the way it's turning over, like the reason why I think we got, and this is just me thinking about pop culture and what we're getting at the moment, like Deadpool Wolverine. Guys, make sure you check out our review, spoiler review, full hour of us just therapy sessioning out is on the channel. But it's because there was no other content to take on, bro, this year. So we just got Deadpool and Wolverine to think about. Now, with the Star Wars universe, it's the same thing. You're chugging out all of this stuff. There's going to be a point where it's, as I said, comic book stuff is already oversaturated. So with Star Wars stuff, now it's getting oversaturated, where it's coming to a point now where it's like, man,
And I know
don't care.
yeah, and I know it's all somehow connected, but it all to me personally, all feels so disconnected. And I
Disconnected.
don't know
Yeah.
what's where, what's time. I know an expert, Star Wars expert, can tell you what timeline and all that. I, as a, I wouldn't say I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I'm just above a casual. But if you if you've made it confusing for me to understand where all of this fits in the timeline, then could you imagine the casuals are like, fuck it. Yeah, I'm not interested in this shit. So I agree with Star Wars. It's so all over the place, in my opinion. It feels so disconnected. The only one that they smashed it with was Mandalorian, and I think they just built on a character. They built on him
Yeah.
Grogu, and I think what they done great on that was it was like their adventure. It wasn't like too much. It was just like they're going on adventures with a big storyline in the background, and that builds you up those characters. You know what I mean? And that gives you love for those characters, and that's why I still think Mandalorian is my favorite Star Wars content piece. Now at the end, I don't even know if we said it. The spoiler was you see Master Yoda, yeah, which was cool a little bit. My thing is like, why don't you give us a Yoda show? Like, give us a show about, instead of new characters and all this stuff, give us a show about the ultimate Jedi Master, which is Yoda, and how all this shit started with him and whatnot. That's what I want to see, and make that interesting. Make it about him. Don't try to go all philosophical and shit. Just make it about him. Make it about where this Jedi stuff started from that perspective. But you know, you're just oversaturated with new characters. You know, like at least with the MCU and the DCU, when you introduce characters, they're gonna all team up at the end in some way. You know, it leads up to something.
Yeah.
To me, it's not leading anywhere. That's why I'm just kind of like, all right, whatever. I'll watch it and I'll forget about it and I'll move on. And you're just gonna keep building up hate. I feel like they need to structure it better.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were turning at too many projects, thinking people are gonna just eat it all up, and not realizing, you know what, it's just losing its substance. Like, I mean, and I've said that about, like, say, like with, you know, and people probably get at me later on, even with Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, there's no substance to it. That is just straight action. I'm loving all of this moments. You know what I mean? But it doesn't have to. Some things doesn't have to have substance for us to not enjoy it. I'm not saying that. Just saying
that one has been built with those two characters and those two actors and all that sort of stuff for the last, what, 15, 20 years, right? So there's to defend that a little bit, the substance was already there. I mean, you know what I mean? That was already there. So, you know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to compare it to, because that's all, and not just with them, with all the other things.
Actually, no, you're right. You're right, because of the characters, we already know them. But yeah, man, with the Star Wars stuff now, trying to introduce so many people, and it's confusing, bro. It's confusing. Like, I don't need to know about all of these other people and the rest. The thing is, they could have made it work, you know, because you do character building and the rest of it. But then, like, everybody started, like, it was a murder mystery, so we're trying to find out what happened. But then suddenly, there's more to it, and I don't care about these Jedi's and what they've done.
Mando,
So
listen,
by then,
Mando and Grogu, I care about so much in the Star Wars universe. So I feel like you built something from there, right? You had Luke show up, and I know it's in that time period and whatnot. If you started making movies around that time period, Mando makes an appearance like he did in Boba Fett, all that sort of stuff, that's where you got me, right? You built those characters, put story around that time period, be it a big battle, maybe Luke shows up, whatever, right? That was character building. This is like, these characters, this was what, years before all of this stuff, right? So they're never gonna cross. And I'm like, well, why do I care about them? Why should I care about? Why do I have to care about these guys? Because they're not gonna cross in with the new stuff. Like, it's just, like I said, all over the place. I would say you spent a great, I think you done great with Mando and Grogu. Build off those guys, man, in my opinion, you know, and around that time period with Boba Fett, with, you know, all that sort of stuff around there, man. That's my opinion, man. You're giving us new characters and oversaturating it. changing things about the Force, you're going to get a lot of backlash, right? If you're willing to take that backlash, then take it. But some fans, man, like they're fans, man. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for people to change and shit. But anyway,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with change. I suppose I welcome change, but it's how you feed that into us. Because I think the problem is now at the moment is that change is instant now. We're getting stuff, constantly. And where before it took ages to take time. And I feel like I'm at an age now where that's the reason why I still love old hip hop. And, nothing can beat that. That's what dad used to say about his music back then. You know what I mean? The 60s and 70s probably had the best music, but we grew up in an era where we got to enjoy all of that and still respect it. But I take on some of the new stuff. But then as I grow older, I'm not into certain things because I'm used to what I've got and love what I got. But I'm always open to try new things. But what happens is when you give me that boog sweet that tastes like vomit, why am I going to go back to it for? If the taste didn't go well the first time round, all right, I'll try it a second time. Let's see what happens. But I feel like we're trying, and constantly battling our minds to try and enjoy something where we maybe not even like it. You know what I mean? Uh, but here's me losing my plot and context again. But I'm happy to try new things, but give it to me slowly.
yeah,
Give
I
it to me
agree.
like breadcrumbs. Give me
I
breadcrumbs, man.
maybe
You know?
I'm just easy to please from this perspective. But I feel like if you just gave me the Acolytes, and you gave me those amazing saber fights throughout the whole show, not saying the whole freaking thing needs to be saber fights, but if you just kind of pull it around, I think you would have captured me more because I sat back and really enjoyed those parts because they were freaking done really well.
Really well,
Um,
bro.
yeah, so I'm not just saying it's gonna be about that. I'm just saying it's like I don't know, man. Like I'm the characters that one of them's gone, he's dead. So and then the other one, okay, there's more to tell about him. He looked cool. He was very ruthless. He killed bare people. I'm interested in him. Maybe give me a side story on him being a savage or something. I don't mind that. But the rest of the Jedi's I don't give a shit about. But yeah, that's the Star Wars universe. I don't know where they've taken it. I don't know, man. But we'll see, I guess.
No, that's cool.
All right. Well, let's move on to another thing I watched, which was awesome. Bikeriders. Have you seen this yet?
What the bike ride? The what's it
The
called?
bike riders, the
The
bike ride, the
bike
bike,
riders.
yeah, the biker ride, yeah, the bike riders, yeah, with Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Jodie
I haven't
Comer.
seen it yet. It's on my list.
Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Very good, bro. Very good show. I mean, look, when you got Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and whatnot, okay, already you got it's gonna be like pretty good from a perspective of performance because their performance is
Yeah.
amazing. Tom Hardy, anything he does, I feel like anything he does is just amazing. But this was inspired by uh let's see if I can find the thing. I'm reading off IMDb here. A club transformed
Okay.
into a dangerous underworld of violence. So Benny must be choosing. So basically, bro, it was inspired by a guy who was kind of filming a documentary back there. Or you could say he was a photographer. So documentaries didn't
Yeah.
have film back then. So he was recording it and he was taking photos of this bike gang. Now, Tom Hardy's character Johnny and basically it was started off with a group of guys who loved their bikes, man, like mechanics and whatnot, and they loved racing. So he watched, I
Yeah.
think it was like a James Dean movie or whatnot, and he was inspired by that. So he opened up his club. What ended up happening, and it's about like a group of people who don't fit in, and when you're in a crowd where people like what you like, again, what we spoke about earlier, like you fall into a group where you're feeling loved, you're feeling respected. You've got
Mm.
this group of people that like you, they respect you, they call you a brother. So kind of like some misfits and whatnot. But it didn't start off with a gang and doing bad stuff and everything, right? It
Mm.
just started off as a community sort of thing, and they backed each other up. And yes, they were a bit reckless or whatnot. But what you saw through the transformation of this movie, and I don't want to spoil it too much, but it does turn into a gang. It turns into violence and other sort of what you know about certain biker gangs and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like and Tom Hardy's character didn't envision that, and even with what's his name's character, Austin Butler's character Benny, they didn't envision it going this way. They didn't want it to go this way. Like But it came with all of that, right? It came with, as you hire new people, as the older generation with the mentality of like, this is just our little, almost like a social club. You know, they were a bit reckless. They fought, they drunk and whatnot, but they didn't go and try and hurt innocent people and rob people and all this sort of stuff and kill people and all that sort of stuff. Get involved in prostitutions and all that. No, they were away from all of that stuff. But as the newer generation, the newer misfits were getting involved, it slowly transforms into that, you know, and it kind of like, you know, some people want to stay away. They're like, this is becoming something that we didn't want to be a part of. So they weren't bad guys. It didn't start that way. And I think it's an important story to tell. Like, listen, there's some gangs out there that were like, yeah, our gang's about, we're gonna rob people and kill people, be in the drug business, make bare money. It wasn't about that. It was just kind of like, you could just say like a social club. But with all social clubs, with all groups and belonging, there's always going to be bad apples, and that unfortunately took over this, which was a transition of this story of these bikers. Great movie though, great performances by of course Tom Hardy and Austin Butler, like great performances. You know, there's so many other people in this movie. You got like I said, Norman with this, what else is in it? Mike Fest. How many other people are in it, man? Yeah, bare people. You got Michael Shannon is in it. Yeah, great movie.
Check it out, definitely.
Great movie. Definitely check this one out. Anyone else? Yeah, loads of people in this movie, man. Movie, do check it out. What else? I'm watching Hit Monkey right now, season 2.
Is it out?
Yeah. I don't know if you even know if you watched the first one, bro.
I didn't, bro. So that's something that I need to catch up on, definitely.
Definitely a fun, easy 20-minute show to watch if you have the time, right? I'll put it that way. Of course, it's in the not in the MCU, but it's in the Marvel universe and whatnot. You know, it does have certain characters. The first one had some like pictures of Kingpin and whatnot. This one does have, and it had like Lady Bullseye and all that sort of stuff. So it does have those sort of references. It's just a fun watch. Jason Skudinsky playing Bryson. It's funny. He just keeps it quirky and funny in the show and everything. Like I said, just enjoyable watch. If you've got the time to watch it, check it out.
No, will do, definitely.
All right. Well, let's move on to some exciting news that will happen. Let's go on to the news and whatnot. And MCM, was it MCM Comic Con? The big Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con happened.
MCM?
No,
that's the UK one, bro.
Yeah, I made that
San Diego Comic Con.
San Diego Comic Con, the big one. And
yes,
Marvel has come out with some crazy news, man, some big news. And this is the biggest one. Robert Downey Jr. is back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he returns as Doctor Doom in the new Avengers movie that has been retitled as Avengers Doomsday. Now, this was the biggest announcement. There's a lot of things I've seen. Even Ash mentioned it. How does this work? How could you do this to our biggest hero in the MCU? Obviously, as you all know, Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man. And now he's coming back as one of MCU's biggest villains as Doctor Doom. So, bro, this is my thoughts on it, right? This is my thoughts. I think it's a one and done, or just for the new. Think about it, bro. They were going with Kang Dynasty, right? The MCU and the movies they've been bringing out have not been doing so well, right? With Kang Dynasty, unfortunately, what happened with Jonathan Majors happened. So they had to change course. Now they're moving into Doctor. I don't think this is our MCU's Doctor Doom. I think this is just a one and done Avengers big threat Doctor Doom movie, like the Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't think this is going to be our MCU Doctor Doom. They're just going to bring it in just because I feel like they had to take a change because of Kang Dynasty. So they moved away from that for now. And this is the beauty about these movies. You can come back to that in the future, be it Jonathan Majors or a whole new character, a whole new actor. It's going to be a new variant because Jonathan Majors one's, I guess, you know, we saw what happened in Ant-Man and Quantumania and whatnot, but different variant, new actor, whatever. They can do that in the future. That's the beautiful thing about it. Bring it all back. But for now, I think like the MCU's been losing, right, a little bit, right? Of course, Deadpool and Wolverine's been amazing, but they can't lose on a Avengers movie. You can't. If they have an Avengers movie flop, that's it, right? Maybe the individual movies like Captain Marvel, that sort of stuff. Okay, we had a flop. all that sort of stuff. You can't have an Avengers movie flop. So on that, right, not only did they get RDJ back for this storyline, I just think for this short storyline, they also brought back the Russo brothers
Oh, yes.
to direct these. So you got Avengers Doomsday coming out May 2026, that might change. And then Avengers Secret War coming out May 2027. And the Russo brothers are back to direct it. And again, I think they're playing it. Look, they're familiar with these guys. They need to make sure they get a win with these guys. The writer, what's his name? Sorry, I had to write his name. Of Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgames. What's his name? I've got it here. I wrote it down. 1 second. His name is Stephen McFeely.
Okay.
Right, so same writer. They're going back to what they know. They're going back to what was successful with those movies. I'm not saying that these movies are guaranteed to be blockbuster hits, but you can't have a failed Avengers movie. They've had failed flops of Marvel movies, but they can't have a failed movie. So that's my opinion. This is just for this. They've announced all these announcements. It's like all this shit went wrong after we announced it. The hype went down. We oversaturated. We had so many flops. Jonathan Majors, something happened to him. How do we resolve this? Let's change course. Let's go back to what we know and let's regroup after. I reckon they're going to regroup again after the Avengers movie. So this is my opinion. This is just a short-term strategy to get back on track, get some success, and then regroup and then come back to whatever storyline they go. And I'm happy. Honestly, I think this is going to be fun. A Tony Stark variant turning into Doctor Doom, because he is a genius at the end of the day, right? So it's going to be, I mean, that's what I'm assuming with Robert Downey Jr. There's no way you can not have there's no way you can use Robert Downey Jr. and not be a Tony Stark variant, right? So that's what I think it's going to be. So what's your thoughts on all of this?
I'm going to be a bit controversial, and I'm going to say panic mode. Yeah, I'm going to say panic mode, bro. I'm going to say Marvel are panicking, and they've had to make some really harsh, quick decisions because they've got movie slates that they want to get out by next year and the year after. So you can imagine the amount of work that needs to go through with all these changes. My only issue is, like, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm still geeking out. I'm still happy. I'm still excited. The quote that comes to my head is, you live long enough. What was it that Harvey Dent says? You live long enough to see yourself as a hero, you end up becoming a villain or something like that.
No. Yeah, you lit up. Well, I'm gonna pull it up now.
Go on.
Harvey Dent quote. Yeah, but it's exactly that.
Yeah,
that should be a what do you call it? A meme for this, bro.
You know what? I think I'll put something together. I'm actually putting some posts together to try something new for the channels as well. And shout out to everybody that's following the Instagram page and TikTok. But I've got some new stuff coming out. But go on.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Now, he did die a hero, but this variant maybe lived too long enough to see himself become the villain. So that's probably what it is. That's a great quote. I appreciate it should be a meme. You should put that together. You know what? I think it's a bit of panic mode, and I think it's just strategy. Calm down on the movies. We got a couple this year, right? They pushed a lot of things. They cancelled a few things. We need to regroup because of what happened with Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors. What I said earlier, I think they're just strategizing, getting some wins. Deadpool Wolverine's gonna win, getting some wins. Already it's made, I think, like 200 million on its opening weekend. So they're looking to get some wins, some budget back that they probably lost from loads of Marvel projects. But I think they're trying to go back to what they think would work, which is with these directors, with these actors, and with Doctor Doom. I don't think this is our Doctor. This is not the MCU's Doctor Doom. This is a short story. This is what I think. What if? Almost like a what if. You know what? They should have called it What If. They should have called it Avengers What If Tony Stark became Doctor Doom. Like it could have been one of that. It could have been. They could have made a What If cartoon. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. That it kind of leads up into that, which is pretty cool. But Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, bro. I mean, I'm super excited. Super
So,
excited, yeah.
all right, well, that's a big banger. Loads of people coming back. Let's go on to the next thing. Let me, okay, yes, this one. The Fantastic Four has got an
Oh,
official new title called Fantastic Four First Steps. There we go. Can you see this? First
yep,
Steps.
man. First
Interesting.
steps. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what that means or what that's referring to, but you know, interesting title. Um,
Bit,
on that, where was this? Did you see the? I think you posted this, the drone footage that they put up of Galactus. That was fantastic. I'm sorry. I think that was amazing.
that was really good.
What
Really
a
good.
great piece of advertising or whatever it is. But Galactus, bro, come on, he's gonna look great. After the reason why I'm confident of why he's gonna look great is because of what we saw in Eternals. That's the one positive thing, one of the positive things I could take from Eternals. I know there wasn't much or whatnot, but the way they showed us the celestial being, I'm like, oh, they could do Galactus well, and I think they're gonna do Galactus very well.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
So
Like I don't see no issues there. Be interesting to see where they go and what we learn about these characters. And it's first steps. This is their beginning as well for us. It's their introduction to the MCU. So it'd be very interesting to see where they go with it.
that's it. And I think the Doctor Doom that we're gonna get possibly, I think they might introduce the MCU's Doctor Doom in this one. This is what I think, honestly, that in this movie,
Okay.
and that will be our MCU Doctor Doom for the future. This is my theory, man. This is a short story with Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. and Tony Stark. He's not the MCU's Doctor Doom. This is just, it's
Okay.
not, like I said, it's not just a panic thing. It's also what happened to Jonathan Majors and the Kang Dynasty. It's like, what do we do? What do we do? Let's just, you know what? Let's just tell a story about this for now, and we'll move on and whatnot. So, but that Galactus thing was awesome, and I'm looking forward to the Fantastic Four. Should be fun.
No, definitely. I'm seeing listen, bro, they're a great cast. Yeah, so I cannot complain at all about what we're gonna get from them. It'll be a blast, bro. Absolute blast.
Definitely, definitely. All right, moving on to some DC news, man. DC has released a new logo for the DC studios, which looks cool. Like it looks fine. I
Oh,
mean,
bro, listen, yeah. They go back. I mean, it's an old logo. I think it's back from the late 70s. They're going back to the bullet idea. And listen, bro, it's a homage. Like you got someone like James Gunn representing artists and creators. And as he said in his video, like, he wants to represent everything under one umbrella. So this is perfect. I'm putting out some posts about it as well. I absolutely love it. I mean, I love the era. I grew up in that era of comic books. So, when I see that logo, it's heartwarming for the original fans. So going into new fans, getting used to seeing something a bit more comic book like, you know what I mean? This is what we want. I want things to be. I mean, that's what Deadpool Wolverine was. It was a comic book movie. I wasn't looking for nothing else, and that's what I want from DC Studios. Is that I want comic book stuff, man. Take me out of this world, bro, and let me just enjoy it. Don't bring no real world shit into it. I mean, just be a comic book. Be a comic book. I think that's what people are forgetting. People are mixing up the mediums too much, and I feel like let it be what it's meant to be, bro. So I'm excited, bro. Fully excited to see what DC Studios come out, and that logo is absolutely amazing.
awesome, man. Did you hear anything else that they announced at Comic Con? Because I didn't. Marvel obviously stole the show, right? They did, especially with this RDJ thing, with the Galactus thing, and even with
So,
what else did they announce? Did you see anything?
so DC announced they've released a trailer for Creature Commandos, which is an animation that's coming out.
Oh yeah,
And I think that's
Penguin.
with like
Oh, Penguin released a
yeah,
trailer too.
yeah.
Another one.
Penguin released a trailer as well, which was absolutely awesome. I am looking forward to seeing that. I think Colin Farrell is absolutely awesome. They had, big shout outs to the Geek Still and DC World. They're out there in San Diego Comic Con doing
Awesome.
their thing.
We're gonna do that
They
one
were,
day, bro. Inshallah.
yes, inshallah, inshallah. New adventures of Superman screening happen as well, a presentation panel. And Lois and Superman and Lois, they're going down their new I think season 4, but they're going through the Doomsday story, so that's happening as well. And I think it's the CW show, which was really good. I've fallen off. I need to get back into it. And the footage looks awesome, bro. It looks actually good. I'll have to check it out. Doomsday. Wow. They did a panel for Batman Cape Crusader, which is the new animation. It's got 10 episodes. That's coming out on Amazon Prime soon. Sorry, I've lost it there. What was happening? So that comes out, I think, 1st of August. So that's tomorrow or next week.
Next week, not tomorrow.
Next week, yeah, like Wednesday or Thursday it comes out, which I'm interested in seeing. The trailers look really good. It's always hard because I love the animated Batman series. So to put that on top of that, you know, how's that gonna come together? I heard that they've done a little gender swap for the Penguin. It's voiced by Minnie Driver, so it's going to be a female Penguin. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this and how they do it. As long as it's natural and it goes well. So far, the reviews I've seen so far, people from the DC community that have already seen it, they absolutely love it. They said it's a really nice homage to what the originals were, and they've kept with the same animation style. So we should just easily fit into it.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'll take a look. I'll probably will check it out. Cool, nice. Anything else? Anything else from the DC world?
It was also released. Colin Farrell's Penguin will be back and up and coming in the Batman 2. Matt Reeves.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that'd be good. Definitely, I'm looking forward to that.
Cool, awesome. All right, man. That sounds great. Some exciting stuff, man. Comic-Con stuff is always
Yeah, definitely, man. Always
been fun. All right, let's move on to some Boys Universe news, and they are looking to do a Boys sequel. Let me see if I can minimize our thing. A Boys prequel, sorry, called Vote Rising, and it's going back, and it's going to be starring Jensen Ackles and Aya Cash, who played Soldier Boy. What is this crap? Soldier Boy and what's her name? The hell was she again? Soldier Boy and stuff. Whoever the fuck
her name, bro.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I forgot her name.
Yeah. Anyway, I had it here, man, a second ago, man. Shit. Soldier Boy and Stormfront, bloody hell. Yeah, so listen, the Boys universe is a very fucked up universe. But I'm actually enjoying this universe. It's actually crazy, but I definitely enjoy it. So I don't mind them giving us more. Because after season 5, you're done. It looks like they're done with that universe. Well, they're done with those characters and the 7. What do they give us next? We're gonna get this prequel. We're gonna get Gen V. So we'll see what else we get, man. What else was there? Hold on, let me see what else was there. 24. They look like they're doing a movie after all these years. It's in production, 20th Century Fox.
I heard about this, and I don't know why they would do that, because I think the reason why the concept worked really well with Jack Bauer, and because it was an hour every episode, because it represented the whole day, and it kept that tension and that suspense there. Like trying to put that into a film. I remember they did I can't remember, they did the last season, which was only like 6 hours, or they stretched it. It was a couple of episodes. It wasn't 24 episodes. It didn't work. So I'm not sure what they're thinking of doing it in a film format. I think they should leave it alone.
Yeah, I agree. I think 24, that was one of the great concepts about it. It represented an hour that you went through, and the 24 hours of the day, and it was very intense. It was awesome. I don't know. I mean, what are you gonna do in 2 hours? He goes through. They should just call it 2 hours then. I don't know. But it will be great to see what happened to Jack Bauer. I remember that I remember I binged through that, and you spent 24 hours, 8 seasons, 24 episodes with this character. And at the end, I think you just see him walking away, and I just felt so bad for him. Everything just was against him. He done so many good things, and it all just, for him, his life was finished anyway after all the shit.
Exactly, yeah. He just loses everything, basically.
Exactly. So I would be interested to see what he's been up to all this time, but obviously he's going to probably come back as a movie, and some shit's going to go down, and he has to come back and save the day again in 2 hours, probably. Because I would hate it if they done a 2-hour movie and tried to call it 24, and they were like, oh, it's from 12 o'clock they skipped to 4 p.m. or something like this. Like, come on, you're ruining the concept of the movie. But let's see what happens, man. On other news, just real quick. Old Dirty Bastard documentary coming out from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, I saw that.
A Tale of Two Dirties. So that's coming out, I think, August sometime. Let me see. Legendary Wu-Tang Clan or whatnot. And obviously there's a story behind ODB. I remember going to Staten Island and just went to the Wu-Tang Clan Memorial, which was actually really awesome, man.
Yeah.
2 years after it was announced, the first authorized Old Dirty Bastard documentary finally has aired date. The 2-hour documentary, A Tale of Two Dirts, is stated to premiere on A&E TV on August 25th at 9 p.m. So it should be interesting, guys. Check it out. If you're a Wu-Tang Clan fan, if you're an ODB fan, or you just want to find out more about his story. And this is what was great about, I think, the old school hip-hop and hip-hop groups and whatnot. There's a story behind these guys, man. It was like, it's not just entertaining. It wasn't just like a boy band that got together. You know what I mean? Like, what you see on American Idol and all that sort of shit. These guys got life behind them. I'm not saying no one else does, but you know what I mean? These guys grew up in the streets and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. So guys, check that out. Finishing off cameo, bro. Well, not cameo as well. Crossover. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. I think they're doing a comic book crossover. Which should be awesome, man. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book line is having a banner of 2024. Not only is IDW kicking off a star-sudden relaunch of the monthly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series and continuing Last Ronin saga, which I need to still read. They're now gearing up for a crossover with one of the biggest anime mangas properties on the planet, Naruto. The heroes of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and Naruto are joining forces. So, man, if you're a fan of both of those two, you're in for a treat. If you're a fan for one, it might introduce you to the other. Like, you know what I mean? So that'll be pretty awesome.
Exactly. I think that really brings two generations together.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to that.
So I'm super excited for that.
Lastly, let's finish off with this, some video game news that Ash was talking about. Ubisoft have brought out an Assassin's Creed, or they're bringing out an Assassin's Creed, and it's about Yuki, who's a black samurai, and they're changing a lot about the story of this samurai. And apparently Japanese fans are very upset with Ubisoft on why or how, or the change of the of this
character.
Person. Yeah, I'm completely fucking this up. Anyway, they've changed the story. They made him like gay, all this sort of stuff. And I think they've apologized, but I don't think they're changing the game anyway. I think they're going to carry on with it anyway. That's what I had that news story up, and I fucked it up completely because I completely lost it. Now I can't even find it. But anyway, I think they fucked it up, but they're not going to move. They're not going to change it. I don't understand why you would do that anyway. Why would you take an historical? Because Ubisoft and these Assassin's Creed games, I know they're video games and they try and bring in history and whatnot. But this one specifically about this character, they're completely changing who he was, what he represents, all that sort of stuff. I mean, the guy had a family and all that sort of stuff, but they're saying that he was gay and all this sort of stuff. So the Japanese fans are not happy with what they're doing with this character for this new Assassin's Creed. Anyway, I fucked that up. Anyway, cool. Listen, man, that was all the news that I had for the week. We won't do a retro movie review just because we got so much we've covered from yesterday and today. We'll carry on for next week or whatnot.
Yeah, that's fine, bro.
Anything else? Any other news before we?
No, that was it, guys. Listen, what was it? I've got some giveaways for next week, so keep an eye on our X page and our Threads page. But no, yeah, nothing else, bro. We've had a lot of stuff going on. try and process it, get stuff out. I'm sure you guys will see loads of stuff on socials as well. But as always, massive thank you for listening to the podcast on the podcast platforms. Again, engage with us, guys. Like, I think we've always asked for that, but it's a hard one. So let us know if there's anything specific you'd like us to talk about. Comment on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube. Comment on here, at the comments right here. We did loads of giveaways, but nobody ever won anything from YouTube, and I'd like to bring that back on air again. So let's try. Let's get some of your thoughts on there. If you guys watch this, even if it's the repeating guys, which we've got nothing but love for, just drop a comment, man. Let us know, man, what your thoughts are. Let us know what we can talk about. Let us know what you guys want to be educated on, or something that we should learn to take on. You know, I think it's important that that's how we engage with you guys is that. And then again, guys, nothing but love. Whether you share it or not, it's all good. You know what I mean? Thank you so much as always.
All right.
That's it, bro.
And we out. See you next time. Peace.
Peace.